I don't know who Marion Barry is.
Once again to Clinical Theurgy, episode 16.
John? My notepad wasn't open.
16. Oh shit. Did I put? No, it is 16.
15. 15, motherfucker.
No, 15 was last week.
14 was last week.
No.
Unless I
have it as
notes.
15 last week.
No way.
Yep.
What are your notes from last week? It should have been us.
Nope,
finishing
session
up with
14,
the
yeah, and I have the god, the
Maybe.
Dwarven god notes. I have huge notes. I have my prayer I wrote.
Okay,
Unless I
well,
misnumbered
let's
somewhere.
carry on with the session, and I'll double check the numbering as we go. So, who remembers what happened last session?
Claude wrote a prayer.
And it saved our asses from being killed in the tunnel.
My numbering is right, by the way, John.
What?
Yeah. Anyway.
Elizabeth committed vehicular homicide. Yeah,
No.
that was the one.
John, you're right.
I did not.
Yeah.
kill it.
Episode 13 is
Simply-
lost in time.
Boom.
I'm a fucking accountant. There's the one thing I know how to do right. Count.
Yeah, well, I'm a fucking IT person. If there's one thing I can't do, it's figure out how numbers work.
Can we recap already?
No.
Does that make me an IT person too?
All right, now you can recap.
Nah, I don't want to recap now.
Then you're not getting any damn experience,
Okay.
and your
Oh,
character
God damn
dies.
I'll recap. I'll take her experience.
All right.
Damn.
So the last session, we had Gulron in prison again.
Again.
His recidivism rate is like
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
every town we go to, he's going to end up in prison once.
Every time he levels, he's got to go to
No.
jail.
You know who else was wrongly imprisoned? Nelson Mandela. Right?
Isn't he that one that's that Bernstein Bear?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So-
my lord. We're going to get nothing done tonight.
So we managed to, with the help of our friend, our gnome friend, who he preferred to be unnamed.
Like the man in the black hood or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gnome
The
in black.
protagonist from a Stephen King novel.
Yeah. So anyway, according to that, then we talked our way down to the prison, and we explained to the guy in charge what was going on, and he corroborated our story with Gulron. And so basically, he spent a little time lecturing us about how stupid we were. Well, we kind of deserved it. And then he said that he would give us a day pass, allow us to be in the town for a day.
12 hours.
Yeah, 12 hours to
Rest and
Yeah.
stock up on a few things quickly.
And Brianna, she wanted to perform for the innkeeper, and they're like, no, the dwarves don't like that. They don't like you making noise, I guess, because the Underdark things are attracted to it or something. So we did a little shopping, and then Gulron and Elizabeth went to the temple because the dwarves down there worship a different god. And so they did, and then Gulron offered a prayer to this other god, just basically asking
Krazkaran.
Krazkaron, that's right. I'm looking for the name here.
Yep.
Anyway, so they were looking, or they were asking for protection, when we journeyed out of the tunnels. The dwarf had given us a map, how to get out of their tunnels, basically, but it takes us nowhere near the road. So then we go through the tunnels. I was trying to see. Oh, there was a
We had
tentacle
some
monster.
nasty creatures.
Yeah, I got
Fucking goblins.
I got grabbed by a tentacle monster, and it was like draining my strength. Yeah, the bard got grabbed by a tentacle monster,
And it was draining her.
and it was draining me. Anyway,
Well, to highlight the drama on that, those things could have killed us had we not fled. So that was important.
Yep. Thankfully, I have a
Yeah.
cart
Well,
that
had
moves
we not
crazy
gotten
fast.
really fucking lucky and only one of them had enough time to get a drop on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so we beat it off. We outrun the rest of them.
Did you phrase
Beat
that
it off.
specifically?
Beat it off.
No,
We ran into a tentacle monster that was
And we beat
draining
it
me, and then
Oh
we
my
beat
God.
it off.
You know what? Kagome's right.
I love it.
I literally was just reading my notes. So, anyway,
Great notes.
yeah.
10 out of 10.
Love
Would
them.
beat off again.
So we continued on, and then we ran into some pale creatures, and we were like, it was like they were trying to communicate with us, but then they started casting, and Elizabeth was like, nope, I am not about that.
I
And
don't know what it's doing.
And so she ran them over.
I ran
And one of them.
over and I didn't run it over like hard. It was like we were at a stop and it's not getting out of my way, so I'm just gonna keep on going and like slowly nudge it out of its way. And if it falls over, it's its own fucking fault for not walking out of the way.
I 100% repressed that part of the thing. I
way to
forgot about
victim
it.
blame.
It suffers from fucking light blindness. It couldn't see.
Yeah, we had
If
like
you
headlights
feel
on our.
something nudging you. Think you try to move out of its like path.
It doesn't know
Like, I
how to
get that
move
it's
this. It's a cart that's like 10 feet wide.
So you
He's
just-
light blind, and he's like trying to cast darkness so he can see again.
Well, you know what? Maybe if someone who has dark vision wants to drive the cart in the future, I wouldn't have to have a light on.
That'd be great if I didn't have 2 cons.
Jesus, really?
I mean,
Yeah, he's only gotten 1 day of rest.
Anyway, so then we get out of the tunnels, and we're not quite at the road, so we're trying to navigate back to the road by going in the general direction of where we know the capital to be. And we ran into a Bargist and some goblins, and the goblins wanted to have a little party with Brianna.
once again, Dean's just wanting to drain Brianna, take him back home, and drain her of all of her babies.
So yeah, apparently
Oh, fuck.
Steve's gonna get his wish.
Some
for-
little goblin babies.
Some little
I don't know what happens
gobbling.
with a goblin and a
Ugh.
halfling.
Goblins are all about gobbling.
Goblin. They want the goblins.
They have really long tongues.
Oh my god, no. Okay, we're done.
Steve said he wanted a more mature channel. Here we go.
Yup.
Good lord, please no.
Let's go into detail about goblin tongues.
Oh, no.
Nope, nope, nope. Elizabeth does not
no.
need more detail about goblin tongues.
All right. So yeah, and the party finds itself in the middle of the woods.
All right. Well,
I believe we agreed to go the northeast, whatever direction we agreed last session to.
Yeah, I think it was northeast, more east than north, or vice versa.
Yes, it was more east than north was what was said.
Yeah.
Much to
And
my
we-
chagrin, where you guys were like, we want to go mostly north with a little bit of east.
No.
Because
mostly.
we know like this world map, we know this like with this general like we know we should be looking for like this big water.
Yeah, you know there is a large like sea that or lake that is in the center of the
And I would like to
continent.
say that before the Barghest and goblins attacked, I did have a nat 20 survival check, so
Really? Let's see.
Yep.
Let's
it was
see.
a
Ew.
24. If you go right up to where we all rolled initiative, go a tiny bit higher, and there is a survival 24.
Yeah, that's what's keeping you on the direction you're going, but you got to do that a number of times. You guys
Yeah,
just
I
got
was just
discombobulated from that fight, and there's a giant pit here, and you got to navigate around trees and other things.
Is that number 1? Is that the number of times that we have to do it?
You don't know. Let's find out, shall we? A Dragon Ball Z.
Should I roll a survival check so I can tell her the wrong direction to go again?
Yeah, let's see how the party does for this leg of the journey.
Perfect.
Oh, Lord.
Oh shit!
Well, it's a good thing I said that right before I rolled what I did.
That's awesome.
Oh, great. Oh,
You guys have the Curse of the Conscripted starting. That's what's happening.
oh, great.
All right, I'm gonna need to drag us over to a nice little woodsy map.
Oh, great. Are we
I'm sure he's just
actually
doing this
rolling
because
survival
everything
right
is
now?
fine.
Yeah, I need some survival checks.
Everything is
You don't
awesome.
have to if you don't want to. You're absolutely 100% not obligated to roll survival.
Oh,
I
can
would like
opt
to
out of
roll
it then?
survival.
Goron can assist.
Those are some survival checks that I am seeing rolled. All right,
That is
I mean,
true.
I did
Dice have
okay.
been rolled.
so then I guess the next thing to do is this thing you can't see.
I mean, we don't even have a woodsy map yet.
I know.
Okay, just making
Um,
sure.
I already did that. You can't do that when I've already done it. So, but since you rolled lower than your character did on here, I'm going to take that roll.
Rip.
Yep. Let me get the creature loaded in here. I mean, the nothing that you'd have to deal with that's loaded in here.
Everything's fine, guys.
It's all
It's
good.
fine.
It's all the best it could ever be.
How many fur cows?
I'm going to kill you guys,
Very
and that's going to be
no
great. I mean, sad.
sad.
It's going to be so sad.
Well, if we die,
You could re-roll
I
a
mean,
caster.
I could re-roll an Arcanist.
You wanted to re-roll a caster, right?
Yeah, someone else be the tank. I don't like being on the front lines, goddammit.
It's all fine. Why are you so worried? There's nothing to
shit's
worry about.
spoopy.
I've never done anything bad to characters in a game before.
Never, ever.
Never.
Or
I
punished their choices?
am nice guy Steve, okay? Nice guy Steve right here.
True.
You know, people who call them nice guys are never actually nice guys.
That's not true.
Just
True.
That's not true. We're usually the nicest of guys.
True.
No, you're usually the biggest of the douchebags.
No.
Because
I-
you think you're nice, so you think you're obligated to all this shit because you
That's it.
believe
I'm
you're nice,
adding
but
one
you're
to the
not.
monster count.
Well,
Yeah, nice guys are post-mature ejaculators.
What the-
Well, they finish last. Isn't that what that means?
Is that like being a post Malone ejaculator? I don't.
I don't want to be any part of that.
This is gonna be a fun night.
All right.
So
So
we have to re-roll our characters.
the cart is traveling along, and I will get you
reflex save, huh?
to your map here in just a sec. I just gotta move this random tree that happened to be here along.
Why is my reflex so much higher than my? What is happening?
Wait, do we actually make a reflex save?
And
I'm just guessing because usually the cart driver has to make a reflex save to avoid shit. So I'm just assuming.
no, in this case, there's no reflex save to make. These things have plenty of reach.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Uh
crit
oh,
threat!
that's a crit.
Crit
Oh
threat!
shit.
Versus,
Oh,
it
shit.
looks like Antaeus on the cart is taking this one.
What, Antaeus? Is
We
there
still
another
can't see
Antaeus?
anything. Are we supposed to see something yet?
No, not yet. I'm going to move you
Okay.
onto the forest map, and then you should.
Yes, it probably does.
Right, you'll see yourself on that cart doing your wonderful thing there.
Yeah, that's me right there.
So a 26 does hit. I'm going to need you to take
Fuck off.
11 points of damage, and I'm going to
down.
need to know if a 29 beats your CMD.
I went down from being hit.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you fall unconscious. It wraps up your body. Something wraps up your body, and let me have the party give me initiative.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was at 10 hit points.
Okay.
Wait, are you sure? I channeled energy before we left the thing.
I
Did you not
thought
heal
I
yourself?
had that, but I could be wrong. I
Well-
thought I.
Well, yeah, you should definitely gain that at least.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you were.
Where's your channel?
It was before we
I don't even
left.
See this channel energy. But was it after the combat that we had last time? Because I don't see it after that. I see combat and
No,
then a
'cause we
couple
just-
spellcrafts, and then we
No,
ended.
no. It was before we left the cave. So if you're down from 10 from that combat that we just had, I mean, you should have asked me to heal you. But yeah, I haven't healed since then.
I mean, we like finished combat and then immediately stopped right there. Like I technically could use healing too, but we ended like right after combat.
I actually think what happened is Antaeus got hit by one of the arms, but didn't get grappled successfully because it botched, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right, but
But I think he also took damage from.
All
us
that
being
being
the
said,
one-
anyway, I need to...
Oh, he took splash damage from throwing
That's
his
true.
jaw at a goblin.
that is very true.
Yes, that also happened.
'Cause so that way I could hit, I think, 2 or 3 of the goblins instead of just hitting one of them.
No, it was just the one that came up on the cart. You threw a bomb at it, and
Yeah, I think because
and then
All right.
yeah.
flash from
So-
it because it was 5 feet away.
The good news is, Elizabeth, you go first and you are in control of the cart, but Antaeus goes down and is being pulled up against the cart wall. The cart is in motion, so if you want to stop it, you'll move a bit of a distance before
Well, shit.
before you come to a halt.
I'm so stupid. I should have.
Yep. I guess we're gonna have to stop it.
Okay, give me a reflex
I
save.
want him to get.
So dumb. I forgot that we restore our spell points.
Okay. You managed at the very, very last second to turn the cart as tightly as you can to avoid the mound that you just barely happen to notice. And the cart goes sliding off this way, dragging the mound behind it.
Good lord.
Brianna. There is this long tentacle, like, stretched over the back with Antaeus kind of being dragged up against the back wall. And Antaeus, I'm going to give your body a reflex save. So we're going to take away any of the bonuses from your save since you're unconscious. So just give me a flat reflex roll, and we'll look at what the number you get is. Nice! You are still luckily in the cart.
Okay, so I'm wanting to know, what would I know about shambling mounds?
Nice! You know lots about shambling grounds. They are
Nice.
immune to electricity, resistant to fire, particularly adept at hiding in the woods. Very dangerous. You think that you guys might be able to take one of them? 2 is a bit of a question.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, guys, this looks like a shambling mound. They're resistant to fire and electricity. They're very dangerous. We may only be able to take one of them. And then, can I still make a standard action?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You still have your full round. It's a free action to identify the weaknesses and info about a creature.
Okay. Let's see. So is it this one here that has?
It is that one there. It is the one at the back of the cart, not this one over here. This one you guys just barely managed to avoid, like hitting and then flipping yourselves over on.
Okay, I'm going to try and hit it with my whip to try and get it to release.
You're going to try to hit it or hit the arm?
Hit the arm.
Okay. Go for it. That will actually not manage to hit.
Dang. All right.
Get some better music going here. This is the wrong music for this.
It's so serene.
Some forest music going as well. My forest track. All right. Well, that's going to take us to Antaeus.
I don't know what the raw is. Can he not delay his death save until after I go, or does that not
He
work?
can.
Oh.
He has no ability to delay. He's not conscious.
Sorry,
That's what
I don't
you're
know why I was
waiting
saying
on.
death save. I mean con
Yeah.
save or whatever.
Give me your fort save.
Yeah, I was like, oh, why are you having me wait?
All
And
right.
then
You
so I
have
could heal you.
stabilized.
Oh,
That's going to take us to Ghoulron.
So is this the one that has grappled Antaeus? The one right beside the cart?
The one right behind the cart. Yep.
Do I see like other tentacles? Like, does it get opportunity attack by move? Action?
It doesn't seem to, because it's like it has Antaeus pulled to the literal end of what it can hold on to.
Is there anything I can roll that would I know? Like, would this thing want to pull him out, or would it just gonna like release him and attack us? Would I know?
I mean, give me a knowledge nature. Maybe you can try to
If I
figure out its
have
attack
it.
patterns.
Okay, I don't, so I don't know.
Okay.
I think I'd prioritize helping my friend here, so I'm gonna take a 5-foot step back. I don't know if I can in this cart. It's kind of hard to. Are we
You're
like stuck where we are, or I can't really?
yeah, you're basically walking into Brianna doing that. There's really not a
Okay.
lot of room to move around on the cart.
Okay, I have to use Alt to not be in a hex, or okay. So I'll just channel energy here.
Okay. All right, everybody
everyone's
heals for
gonna heal.
6.
Yep.
All right. And this mound goes. And let's see here. This thing is going to look over, and you bring in the cart to a halt. It's going to start to move over here. And it's going to start climbing into the cart.
Ah, shit.
But it's a bit of a climb, so it'll take it a round to climb in. And then this one
Oh my god!
will die.
The good news is they don't move very fast. And the one that has Antaeus will continue to try to pull Antaeus over the ledge. Antaeus, give me another reflex save.
Can I use my reaction to like try to assist like holding him in place, or no? It's like an attack of opportunity on something leaving my threat range.
Oh yeah, I'll give that to you.
Reflex.
Give me a reflex.
Ooh.
Nice. So yeah, you grab a hold of him just as the mound like starts to get him over the edge, and you're kind of hanging on for dear life to Antaeus.
I won't let him have you.
Elizabeth.
Guys, should I just drive? I don't know what to do.
How? So,
Can I-
like,
I was just gonna quickly ask Brianna, do you know how strong these things are?
would I know how strong?
You
they are?
know that, like, versus 1, you could probably take them. Versus 2, you're not sure. Versus a third one coming up over the horizon.
I was
You
specifically
meant
getting
strength?
at its strength.
Oh, they are quite strong. Like, they are quite physically
I'm-
strong.
If you move the cart, it might pull him away from me. I'm not that strong right now.
If I don't move the car, we might all die.
You have to make the choice.
All right. I'm gonna give you because you talked for 6 seconds. So, what are you gonna do? 5, 4.
All right, I'm gonna. Can I even move? I probably can't move. I'm starting the cart.
You can move. Okay. You put the cart back
Well,
into
I didn't
motion.
know if I could.
Yeah, the cart does actually have some momentum. So I need both Ghoulron and Antaeus to give me a reflex save as the cart, as she starts to push the cart back forward.
Ugh.
Hooray-ish.
And this thing will do so as well. All right. So it stays attached. Ghoulron, Antaeus, you manage to get caught in between part of where Ghoulron is and part of where the claws are. I'm gonna need you to take 1 point of damage though. You have started bleeding again. As the grip of this thing has not quite let go. But the cart
So it has claws at the end of its tentacle.
It's wrapped very tightly around, so it's tearing at the skeleton, and the other one needs to make a reflex save to try to hang tight or fall loose. It does not, and it falls backwards off the cart. Well, this other one is keeping hanging on. All right. And you're knocking over at this point bushes and branches and smaller trees that this cart can easily manage to push its way through. But the cart's starting to take some damage. Brianna.
Okay. I'm looking at one thing real fast here. Okay, so Brianna is going to. I can't. Again, Antaeus is grabbed, right? So I can't try and heal him without possibly also healing.
Yeah, there's less to accidentally hit here because it is just tentacles on him. But you could still inadvertently touch the tentacles of it.
Okay. So I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm going to start my performance, and I'm actually going to do Fascinate. And
Fascinate won't do any good. It's a plant.
Oh, okay.
So you know not to do that.
Okay. Then I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to try and heal Antaeus.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine enough. All the data that's there is there. So, Antaeus, you heal 10 points of damage, and you become conscious just in time to feel wrapped up in viney tentacles.
For joy.
And to take your action.
All right. Let's look up one thing real quick. Mutagen. Oh, whatever. So it would be an escape artist,
or a CMB to try to get out of the grapple.
Oh, neither of those are very good. All right, well, it's touching me. I don't like to be touched. So they are the size category large, it looks like.
It is larger than you, yep.
Okay, so So from the looks of it, I can throw things at it and not get splashed back with it.
I mean, it's grappling you. You can't.
That's true.
You can't really throw things in a grapple.
I forgot about that minor detail.
Yeah, pretty major detail. So what you doing? You're getting the clock.
Fucking dicks.
Fucking dicks, huh? All right. So it starts tentacling you.
Defensive. Would
Defensive won't do anything.
I guess I'll try to break free.
All right.
CM.
Do it. CMB or escape artist. Ooh, not enough.
Oh, my escape artist is a -4.
Ghoul run.
That's not happening.
To attack the tentacle itself, is that a called shot or is it a separate?
It is an attack, and I determine what its AC is.
Okay, so I'll try and release Antaeus.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
Oh God,
Right.
no! You bring the hammer down almost on the cart. This shambling mount is going to try to catch up to the cart. It's going to get next to it and try to attack the wheel with a charge. It will actually not hit the wheel. Like, it goes to hit the wheel, and the wheel kind of, like, bounces its tentacle off of it. This one's going to keep moving on in. And another 20. And this one is still holding on to Antaeus, and it will... So it doesn't need to make an attack roll. I'm going to roll its constrict, but its constrict is not programmed properly into this because all kinds of this shit is busted. So just take the damage from this. 12.
Go up.
And it drags behind this and takes a few more points of damage.
Hooray.
That's going to take us to Elizabeth. Are you going to continue to drive the cart?
I think so, but out of curiosity, I would just like some information. What action would it be? Because I know for us to like disengage from being the driver, we had to like do a will save on it, and then someone else had to do a will save on it.
It's to change who the driver is. You have to do that. You could step away from it and leave it in drive.
I don't trust that, Steve.
Well, I mean,
I don't
like
trust
we can
that
make
either,
several.
but-
It could be like several rounds. I could just keep trying to will save to take control and then.
Because it's basically a movement to accelerate or a movement to decelerate. And then a movement to
Alright.
stop.
So, but theoretically, I could will save, disengage myself from being the driver of the cart. It would keep going.
You
for
don't know
now,
what would
right?
happen if you will save, if you break the chain while the vehicle's in motion.
While it's moving.
Yes.
Okay.
But it would still be
Well-
moving if she stayed as the driver, but she moved away from the driver's seat. Is that what you were saying, Steve?
Okay, I guess then what I want to do is I assume you would want me to make a perception check. I want to look where the cart, like straight line, assuming it keeps, like just assuming it goes straight. Do I see anything major in the distance that would need to be like maneuvered around?
Yeah, there's
when
lots
I'm
of
looking
obstacles in front of you. This is gonna be this is a situation. You can give me a perception to see how difficult you think it might be.
for- Okay.
So you figure this is probably going to be difficult if you just let it go. You can't quite tell whether or not things ahead of you might be just run down by this thing. This thing seems to be eating through even some of the smaller trees in front of you. So it's a good possibility it would just knock them over as you go.
Just keep dragging it
Alright.
along.
I think I'm gonna take the chance, leave it in motion for now, and am I able to move, like the cart is just such a clusterfuck looking at the screen here, am I able to move up close enough to the shambling mound to attack the tentacle that has me grappled?
You probably could manage to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attempt to do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to... Nothing I have said so far is a swift action, correct?
Nope, nothing you've done so far is a swift action.
Okay.
If you're
Normally,
not
no, I just wanted to make
accelerating
sure
the
there
cart,
wasn't-
if you're not accelerating the cart, you also have not used your move action. So it is a move action to
Okay,
manipulate
yeah, I would
the momentum of the cart.
Okay. But I can keep it in its current kind of speed without using
Yes.
move action.
Think of it like cruise control.
So, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I would be just like moving over in range, and I'm going to attempt to hit the tentacle,
Okay.
ungrapple him. Hopefully, if this ever rolls, there it goes.
All right. That will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. Okay. You will sever loose one of the tentacles, and this thing will break free. But as you do that, I am going to need the party to... I'm going to need Elizabeth to give me a charisma save. Because charisma is what luck is based on.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. This is gonna be bad.
This is just to see... Oh, shit! The card is taking a lot of damage. I could add a couple more d6s to this. I thought we'd get, like, average damage. See if you wreck the cart. Oh, man. So many ones. So sad. So sad. So that's 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 19 points of damage to the cart. But the cart will keep driving, and the shambling mound will kind of roll backwards as the cart keeps pressing forwards. The cart continues to move. But the shambling mounds are no longer attached. They basically fall back as the cart continues moving ahead.
That was literally terrifying.
And Teus, you heal yourself?
Yeah, I will immediately get back to driving.
Okay.
Is anybody else hurt?
No, thankfully.
Oh God, really?
I'm
you
down like
okay?
10 hit points.
I
But
can channel energy if you want me to one more time.
'Cause that'll heal me up to.
I think my
Like
internet froze.
2/3.
Sorry, did you want me to?
Oh, that'll heal me up to about 2/3 of mine. For using those two. I mean, if other people are still hurt, I wouldn't be opposed to that channeling.
Okay. 6 for everyone.
Nice.
Okay.
Because I had to roll 2 2s on those heal checks. That was wonderful. I'm almost full. I'm like 1 off.
The
I'm not
party,
still bleeding.
the party managed to survive, though. Everybody got away. Entirely unscathed. The cart is, like, in horrible disrepair. Bits of the wood are starting to break loose from it. You can feel, like, as you're controlling it, it doesn't quite maneuver as well as it did before. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I attempt to, if there's any like loose pieces, can I grab them and keep them?
They've all fallen. They've all kind of been pulled loose from the cart as like it was hitting things. The pieces were like breaking off the sides, and as well as like when the shambling mound breaks free, and as you guys hit like some of the branches, like it pulls bits and pieces of the cart away from it. Which can I have somebody give me a knowledge arcana?
Oh, sure. I'm gonna.
I am not. No ranks in it.
So, let's see. And Teus will
yeah,
do this one
wait.
as well. Okay. So, Brianna, you know that this is a bad thing because this is magical. And Teus, you know this is a super bad thing because a little bit more damage to this thing from the looks of things, and the magic will probably shut down on it completely. And that'll leave you on foot getting through this forest.
I'm assuming a normal craft check isn't going to fix this either.
No.
And it can't be subjected to cure light wounds, so that's problematic.
We can't mend since we don't have the pieces.
Well, the best you can do is keep traveling, or do you want to stop and try to work on it?
No.
Nope.
All right.
Not stopping.
Let's get some survival checks then.
Before we do all that...
So our cargo is still fine, right?
Force scrutiny. What are you using Force scrutiny on?
To give me a bonus on survival.
Okay, got it. What'd you say, Ghoul Run?
I just wanted to, after the shambling mounds attacked us, I just want to make sure that our cargo is all intact and everything.
Cargo is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so for the next 40 minutes, I have a plus 10 on
What?
perception on survival.
What?
Swear to God, if it's more
Okay.
shambling mounds, I'm just like,
No.
Brianna's over muttering like, "Looks like we're not getting our deposit back."
I think though this won't be a really big problem.
It does also
unless
give
you
me
make it a
bonus on
problem.
It also does give me a bonus on my perception.
Yeah. So let's see here.
Oh, again, I guess it is against. Yeah, but I guess then it is against.
All right.
targeted-
So as you're
Okay.
moving along, Brianna, you notice a tree that's much you notice a tree that is much larger than you would expect a tree to naturally be. And you think you see it moving slightly.
Guys, did that tree just move?
Gulran and Teus, when pointed out to you, it does look like the tree is moving. Elizabeth, you're too busy driving to notice.
I forgot that would have been something I would have had to have used against a specific creature type. So I would have used it against shambling mounds, since that's the one thing that we've seen.
Okay. This is not a shambling mounds. This is a tree.
Yeah, I realized it after I used it, and I was like, well, I already used it. I have to declare it, I guess.
If it's not a problem, let's keep moving. I don't know what that is.
You said it's a giant tree?
A giant moving tree.
Let's see what these giant... Jesus, really?
Nope.
That 3 didn't do it for you?
All right, you're just gonna keep going.
I'm gonna try to speak to it, I think.
Well, you're moving moving at a pretty reasonable rate. So, like, you're not really gonna get to speak at it. You really get to look at it and decide if you're gonna stop the cart. It's not in your way, so.
No, if we're just moving past it, I'm not gonna try to hear. But
You guys will approach the lake, and in the distance you can see the bright light of the city shining out over the lake in front of you. Now, each of you would know that there are 3 bridges that lead into the capital. The bridges are made out of a arcane force energy that stretches from the base of the road into the city itself. Right now, it is very difficult in the lack of light to see these bridges, as it is quite dark. But you are out of the forest in a little bit of a sandy beach area.
Do we have any knowledge of like where typically visitors come in a certain bridge, or are they all just
The different bridges are people coming from different cities. So often people coming in from the east will use the East Bridge. Those people are largely going to be from Emerald Sincerity. Golden Peace, people coming from Golden Peace will come up via the Southern Bridge. And people of Knightsbridge and the remainder of the West will come up over the West Bridge.
And in relation to said bridges, where are we located?
You can't see the bridges. The bridges are force magic, so they are kind of blue-hewn, and so they kind of blend into the water itself. You came through the mountains. You came in through the mountains, through Knightsbridge, and then out somewhere
Yeah, so we're
Oops,
not
I'm
like...
going the wrong.
Okay.
Showing this the wrong way. But you came in through here, and then you came out somewhere out of the mountains.
Elizabeth, do you have the ability to detect magic? Perhaps you can see the bridge. The bridge's magical aura. If not, I can. And then
Since you can't see the road, you know that... Since you can't see the road within 60 feet, you're pretty sure you're not within 60 feet of the bridge.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. The roads probably go up to where the bridges theoretically should be, right?
Correct.
oh, okay, then we should probably circle until we find a bridge. Like circle the water.
All right. It is early evening, so do you want to continue travel?
Yeah, I guess it'd be up for
yeah.
discussion, but I would say we should just push to get into the city.
Yeah,
I
We're
agree
right
with
here.
that.
Okay.
the sooner the better.
Unless we know of like they execute people who enter at
Nope.
like
Nothing.
nightfall or
There's
something.
nothing like that.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, give me a perception.
Perception.
Okay, Elizabeth, you will be the first to notice as you're getting close to the road. You're falling along the edge of the waterway. And eventually you see the road before you. And at first, you don't notice a bridge. And then as you start to get like more in a specific line, you can see what kind of looks like the outline of a bridge with this weird kind of luminescent, but not like a very unnatural luminescence coming from the outside of the bridge, providing like the interior where the bridge would be the softest amount of blue light.
All right, well, I will direct the cart towards that.
Certainly. You head to the bridge, get on the bridge,
Do you
and
point it out?
start making your way across. It is right here.
Oh no, I didn't know if she had
Well, I
pointed
mean,
it out.
I'm sure I wouldn't like particularly point it out, but I'm sure you notice it as we like are close and like get on it.
Because it doesn't look what we would expect, right?
No, this is a bridge unlike any you've ever seen. I think, actually, technically, Brianna would have seen this before. Brianna is from the Eastern Farmland. So Brianna would have came this way to get to Knightsbridge. But to you, Antaeus, this is a sight to behold, a marvel of all that Arcana can do. It is like almost the outline of a bridge. The ground beneath you as you roll over it is like super translucent, especially because there is the only tinting there is blue, and beneath you is the clear blue waters that you can see below. So it literally looks as if you are walking across nothing, like driving across nothing, to move into what you see before you as this bright series of lines of like blues and reds, outlines of these buildings that have walls but no walls. You don't see into them, but it looks as if light itself produces the very walls that wrap around these buildings, because that's all you see to them. Just the light illuminating from the edges and kind of spreading across the wall structure. And a towering city. A city that doesn't just build outward, but also upward. Roads that have people that walk from place to place, up, down, across, around, in every direction. And nothing made up of what looks to be physical objects. Everything made up of beams of light.
So the light is what's kind of making it look like the structure of what we would see.
Yeah, there's like a thicker lighted outline of what looks like a building, and all the buildings are kind of decorated with these lighted outlines. But like the light luminesces across what looks like it could be a surface, because you can't see through it. And it does tint the surface like as if you were taking like lights and shining them across another surface. Like you were shining them across glass.
That's
Well, not
fascinating.
non-transparent glass.
Huh.
And with that, I will start the music for the capital.
be more dangerous sounding than our fight music, isn't it? Gonna give me a fucking panic attack over here. Oh, that's better. Actually, I have been able to hear the music all the session, so I don't know what changed, but...
And as you make your way into the capital, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. And we'll see what happens on the inside of the capital in a little bit. Bye.